In this training, you are going to learn how to do and how to use a thought download. One of the most basic things that you can ask yourself, and it's actually more challenging than it sounds, is what am I thinking? Or what are my thoughts right now? And when you ask yourself these questions, and when you are coaching yourself, you want to answer these questions on paper or on a document on your computer. And that is what we call a thought download. I also have a fillable PDF form that you can use. So we unload all the thoughts that are in our brain at that moment onto a piece of paper. You have to understand that there is power in doing this because all of these things that were in your head are now separated from you. They now exist outside of you on the paper or on a document on your computer, and you can see and evaluate them from a distance. This is going to allow you to be the observer of your mind. And you also need to understand that when you look at those thoughts, you will see why your life is the way it is and why you feel the way you do. And you might even be overwhelmed and surprised about what's going on or what has been subconsciously happening in your brain. Now, prepare yourself for what your brain might try to do because when you ask yourself those questions, you may be tempted to answer with, oh, nothing, or I don't know. I'm going to invite you not to accept either of those responses from your brain because if you don't know what you are thinking or feeling, there is no coaching process that can take place. So make sure not to accept that as an answer from yourself to yourself. Instead, you can ask yourself, if I did know the answer, what would it be? Or if I allowed myself to know, what would I come up with? It might surprise you what comes up. It's fascinating how you do actually know the answer to most of those questions. And it is so important to find that awareness in your brain and evaluate your thoughts. So, as you practice doing thought downloads, you may also want to do a feeling download, and you may want to do an action download or a result download. It is powerful when we understand how everything works together because remember, thoughts create feelings. Feelings drive and fuel actions, and actions create results. You can always find thoughts by doing a result download. For example, you can ask, what were the thoughts that ultimately created those results? We can also find our thoughts by doing an action download. You can ask yourself, why am I doing or not doing all these things? This is how you can find the thought that is motivating the behavior. In a feeling download, we can trace back to the thoughts creating the feeling. So, doing a thought download, emptying out your brain and looking at your thoughts may be one of the most transformational things that you do on a daily basis, especially in the beginning. And no matter how experienced you are at self coaching, you will always discover that there are thoughts in your brain that you are not accessing consciously. When you are having a hard time figuring something out, simply ask, why am I getting this result? And you may need to go backwards through your own model to find it. So, the assignment is to start creating space in your brain by doing thought downloads. When you create space in your brain, it makes it easier for you to access wisdom. And from that space and wisdom, it will be easier to start making decisions and taking action from a place of clarity and focus. So that's all I have for you today.